Do you ever feel like you're juggling too many social media platforms? Well, in today's video, we're going to look at some automations for Twitter and BlueSky. So some people may prefer one over the other or prefer to use both, but then that's just doubling your efforts, isn't it? Continuing from last week's video where we talked about, or the last 2 weeks video really, where we talked about converting your long form content into short form content and how to automate that, that's where we're going to pick up today. Now, of course, it is an automation, so we're going to use make.com. Twitter actually, or X, formerly known as Twitter, has a module in make.com, but BlueSky does not, but that's not going to deter us. There is a way that you can automate your posts to BlueSky using some different modules, and we will go through this step by step. It'll be super beginner friendly. So if you're ready to expand your reach to Twitter or BlueSky and have it run completely on autopilot, then grab your coffee or your drink of choice and meet me at the computer. Okay, so here we are at the computer, and this is my content calendar. We looked at this last week. So these are the tweets that I created from a previous long form video. We're going to go over to make.com, create a new scenario, and then here this big plus in the middle. We're just going to click that and hit Tools, Increment Function, and save. If you've been here before, you've seen me use this before. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to add this new module. And it's going to be Google Sheets, which is where we just were. And you can see all of these things you can do with Google Sheets. But what we're going to do is search rows. There it is. It's the 5th one down. I'm going to just move this over because I think it's being cut off. There we go. Now, the thing is, I'm using the wrong connection. This is from my Podorable Finds. The one at the bottom here is tailor-made. That's where I have that Google Sheet. The spreadsheet ID, I just have content calendar, so I'm going to choose that. The sheet name, it's there, the Twitter BlueSky. The table does contain headers. The column range, I'm going to say A to Z, Z because I'm Canadian, but because we don't need all those columns. And then we're going to order this by, if it opens up, we're going to say row number. But you can order this by whatever you want to, like, whatever kind of makes sense based on the column, or the columns rather. This is a number. The row number is a number. It's going to be sorting by ascending, and then limit is 1. So we're going to click save, and it glitched just for a second. Let's open this up again, and everything's fine. We're just going to click save. Sometimes that happens. It'll glitch. We're going to add another Google Sheet. Now this is going to be a get one from Google Sheet because we need to get the information to post. So we're going to, again, click Google Sheet. You can get a cell or get a range of values, but we'll look at the get a range of values just for the fun of it in case we need it. So let's see, get a range of values right there, search by path. It should have the same connection as the previous one. See, as you can see, tailor-made, there we go. And we're going to choose a file, well, not carousels, oops. I gotta fix that. There we go. Content calendar. That's what we want. The sheet name, of course, is again the same one, Twitter BlueSky. And then the range that we want, we're going to get, you can see on the left here that there's the tweet or caption, F and G. You can also go into your sheet as well, just to kind of review as you see here. Now we're going to go back over to our workflow, and we can type in, we know it's F and G, right? But it's got to be, we want to put in the row number. So the row number is going to be from our tools right here. So it's going to be F, so if we go F2 and then F3, F to G, the same one. So if we're on the second one, third one, it'll just link up that way, so it's not going to get confused. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to add in a router. So a router, think of it like a fork in a road, like we can do like a parallel process, if that makes sense. So almost parallel. We're going to do one then the other, but we'll just go into flow control, and then this router. So you can see first arm and then the second arm. The first one will do Twitter, or Now, I say Twitter because even if you put X in here, it's too hard to find. So you just type in Twitter, click Show More, and you can see all the things you can do here. But we're going to create a post. But you need to create a connection. So this is a bit tricky. You're going to need your client ID and client secret, and that's okay. What we're going to do in the make.com documentation, which I'll have linked below, you can see you can log into the developer website, click on that, and that will bring you to your developer website. You need to make sure you're logged in as yourself. And right there, we're going to click the developer portal. So this is really important. Here's your cookies. You can do your basic or pro, but we're going to go right in the middle, sign up for free. And then this developer agreement policy. So we need to describe the use cases. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this and have ChatGPT do that for me. So we can just paste that in here. I need to have a list of use case for setting up the X, formerly Twitter, API. It has to be 250 words or longer. I want to use it to post content on AI and automation, as that's what TaylorMade is all about. Posting about tips and tutorials about no-code automation. There, just let that bake. This is just a simple prompt. This one isn't really rocket science. We can let it roll. And I'm going to have a sip of my tea. So fun fact, when I say have coffee or a drink of choice, my drink of choice is tea. I actually don't drink coffee. I am a tea person for sure. So here we go. We're just going to copy that, and then we can paste this over to where we just came from in X. There we go. You can scroll through and read through if you want, but anyway, you need to click all of those, and then we're going to click submit. So this is really agreeing to the T's and C's. If you don't, you can't do this. So here's the default project. You can just click on that link, the name of it, and we're going to edit it, and we're going to change, go to settings first, edit it, and we're going to change the name. It'll just make it easier to find. So we're going to say TaylorMade make scenarios is fine. Select a use case. It's building a bot. Now there's loads of different use cases here, but we'll say building a bot, which is what this is. We're going to click save. That's what basically the make.com is. So there we go. Now you can see on the left-hand side, you've got your make scenario, but look, there's, and you can see how many posts and all of that. This is plenty. So what we're going to do, see this number at the bottom here? We're going to edit it. Just change the name. It'll make life much easier. So we're going to say TaylorMade make scenarios, just so you can call it the exact same thing. That is perfectly fine. And then we're going to click save. So now what we have to do from here, we're going to set it up. So we want the permissions to be read and write because we want to be able to post. And then this is going to be a web app, or bot. That's what we need. So here we have to go back to the make.com documentation. We need this URI and a website URL. See this right there? We just copy this and paste it. So we're going to have to copy both. So we'll just copy and paste that there. And then below it, see this plus, add another one. We'll go back and we'll copy this one. And we'll paste it here. The website URI, again, it's in the documentation, the make.com documentation. And we've got that, and then we just paste it back in X. There. The rest is optional. We're just going to skip it for our purposes, and we're going to click save, and then changing permissions might impact your, yes, it's fine. And there you get your client ID and your client secret, which is what was needed in make.com. So we can copy this client ID, paste it right there. Then we're going to go back, copy your client secret, paste it right there, and then click save. it's going to go through an authentication process here. So we're going to say yes, continue. And this is really how you connect it. So it's a bit tricky, but hopefully this was a little bit of a shortcut for you. So definitely need to do that. You're going to get your success message. Perfect. Give this just a second. And then the text content here is going to come back from our Google Sheets. Hit the range, and we're just going to say F. Perfect. Save. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over a little bit. So from here, what we're going to do is we can add in a Google Sheet, and we're going to update a row, and we're going to update where we had pending to posted. So we're going to go back into our content calendar. The sheet name is going to be this Twitter BlueSky. The row number, we're going to go back to the increment function. This is where it really comes in so handy. And we're going to say platform. Status, of course, posted. Oh, platform, that doesn't make any sense. So then there we go, because we have 3 selections there for the status. So now that we've got this, we're going to we should rename and save this. So I'm going to call this post to X and BlueSky. There we go. And then we're going to click a quick save on this. So now that we've got our Twitter or X done, we've got now BlueSky. So we've got to set this up. Once you have your account, I just made this today, by the way. We're going to go into settings, privacy and security, apps and password. And we're going to add one. So we're going to, of course, name this, make scenario 1. And then we're going to say yes to allow the access to your direct messages as well. There we go. And then we can just click a next. And then there is your password. That's the app password. This is going to be important, and you want to make sure that you save that somewhere because you're not going to see it again. So now that we've got that, we can see this make scenario 1 create when it was created, and here we go. Now, what we're going to do, because BlueSky does not have a module, we're going to do the HTTP make a request. There we go. And now the URL, oops, this is one, this will be linked in the description below. It's just a funny one. You've got to put in your handle. So BlueSky Social, this is it. We're going to have to do the tailor. I'm using TaylorMade, but it just depends on what your handle is, and make sure you're adding in the last bit to the BlueSky bit to that, or whatever your full handle is. We're going to parse the response, and we're going to rename this. I'm going to just put in a butterfly because that's BlueSky's logo, and we're going to call this BlueSky get DID. So you're going to need to have this DID. There we go. We're going to run this module only. Oh, I've got an error. Let me see. What did I do here? Yeah, I need to make sure that BlueSky Social is in there. That's what it was. There. So you need to make sure that the full handle is in there, and you can see there's the DID right there. So this is a really important, it doesn't matter, we're not going to get into what a DID is, but we just know that this is important. We're just going to clone this guy, and we're going to we're going to rename it. This is going to be getting our API in order for us to be able to post. So this is going to be the API call. Okay, so we're going to use a slightly different URL here. Don't worry, again, it's going to be in the description below. And then this is going to be a post. Instead of a get, it's going to be a post, raw, request, content. So this is going to be just a bit of JSON. So don't worry about it. This is going to be identifier, and it's going to be the DID. So this is something that's going to be really important, is your DID, and then you put a little comma beyond that, and then password is what we just created, right? Oh, colon, there we go. And then the password in quotes, I believe. Yeah. We need to make sure that we've got that, and then we're going to close our curly brackets. There we go. Sorry, I've got that hidden. Yeah, we've got to put, we should put that, the DID in quotes as well. A little bit tricky. There we go. Now we're going to hit, needs to parse the response. Yes. Boom. So it's going to come from there, and we're going to clone this again one more time. And this is going to be to actually post. So I know these extra steps seem like a lot, but it's because we don't have a BlueSky module. So this we're going to rename to BlueSky Post, which is fine. Yeah, so the BlueSky Post, like that, we're going to create a post. You can name it whatever you want. And this one, it's going to be, we're going to take out this request content again, but this is going to be a slightly different URL, which again, in the description below. So we'll just copy that and we will paste it in here. There we go. And now it's in there. So the name is going to be authorization. The value is going to be, it's bearer. They use bearer. And then we're going to come back to this second one. This is the API. And it's going to be this access JWT. So that's what's really important. We put that in here. The body type raw, JSON. And then the request content, I've just copied and pasted this in here. Again, it's in the description below. But the text, what I'm going to use is this from column, from our previous Google Sheet, right? Where the data was, like the actual post that we want to post out there, the content of that. So here it is, the full one. We're just going to pop a quick save. Now, we're going to run this. First thing we need to do is we're going to run once, the increment, because that's going to run through the header row of our Google Sheet, right? So we want to make sure that that goes through the header and it's not lifting that. Instead, then when we run it once, it's actually just going to go through our the actual data that we need. So here is my Twitter. There's nothing here. We're going to take a look. Here is my BlueSky. I'm going to go to my profile, see nothing posted. And we're going to come back over here to, there is the Google Sheet. So like I said, that row 1, that is the header row. So this one, next time we run it, it's going to, as the increment function, it's going to be started 2, right? And that is incredibly fast. So now we can come over to X or Twitter or whatever. So we can see that this is posted, right? Which is great. So now in BlueSky, we can see that this is posted. And you can see it posted now. And then we're going to come over to Twitter or X. We've got to do a refresh. And there's the post as well. We can see it was 37 seconds ago. So not too shabby. Like it just kind of runs through. Now this whole scenario, I'm just going to hit another save. I will have this in the description below as well that you can download. So there you have it. A way to automate posting to both BlueSky and Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. I need to start calling it that. Completely on autopilot, and you can imagine how you might be able to mix and match this into some of your other workflows. Now, as I've mentioned, everything that you saw today's video is going to be linked in the description below, so feel free to go ahead and jump in with that. And if there's other automations that you would like to have a walkthrough for, please do leave a comment below. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find this video helpful, it would help my channel out a whole lot if you would hit that subscribe button, and of course, make sure that you hit like as well. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, happy automating.